Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Road Crew Rally. Thank you all for tuning in. I couldn't be more excited to have everybody here. Tonight, my co-host with the co-most, I got Mr. Jim Scatch.
Hello, everyone.
I'm imagining all of you cheering for Jim, as you should, because it's Scatch. He's DCC royalty. And of course, I'm your weird Uncle Brendan, and happy to be here with you tonight. And thank you all for tuning into the Road Crew Rally. I'm looking at all you lovely people in the thing. It's Sneederman. I got Judge had the volume cranked. Yeah, that's right. I'm in your living room making noise. What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? Eldhelm 69. Hello. Great Babe. Hello. Suhulo, hello. It's so great to see everybody here. And thank you so much. And I just want to say thanks, everyone, for all of your support of the Road Crew this year. We're having an absolutely amazing off-the-charts year, unprecedented for the Road Crew, and that's because of y'all. And we're grateful for each and every one of you, for you guys putting the game in, putting the time in, doing the prep, teaching new people, being patient. Thank you. Thank you all so much. And we couldn't be more happy to be here tonight with all y'all. Jim, how you doing?
I am recovering.
Yeah. Tell them where you just got back from.
I just got back from Spain, and we were worried about the jet lag on the way there, and I have never been to Europe before. It's the return trip that gets you.
Much worse coming home. Much worse going that way. Yeah. So Jim actually cut his trip off early just to be here.
That's right.
Y'all tonight. Right. So yeah, how about show him some love in the chat room, because that's
here with you guys.
Above and beyond, y'all. It's his birthday tomorrow too. So everybody say happy birthday, Jim Scatch. It's gonna be 41. So cheer. All right.
I don't even remember my 41st birthday. Are you kidding me?
Jeff Bernstein's in the house. Jeff's the killer. What's up, Jeff? Boxy Box. Hello. Thank you all so much. So it's been an amazing, like I said, amazing time for the Road Crew. So, okay, so the last month, like, I guess May. May
would be last month. You're correct.
Last month. I'm doing my math in my head. So Road Crew added 261 game sessions in May for a total of 1,060 in 2023, which is way up over last year. And we had 108 more games in the merry month of May 2023 than we did for the same time period in 2022, and I couldn't be more excited. That means more people are being brought into the fold, and our tribe increases, and that's what this is all about. I want all the cool gamers. I want every cool gamer to be a DCC head. I want every cool one to be a part of what we're doing. I believe in the system that much, and I believe in all y'all. So I'm super grateful, and big thanks. And Jim, you're doing some games for the convention this year, right?
Both Haley and I, and actually a few other people this year for the last year it was just she and I think Tim DeShane, who did the Iron Man, but there's a few more people doing it this year. We're doing all of the slots for the tournament. So
that is fantastic. Well, thanks very much, and thanks to all of the tournament judges. We're doing the tournament this year. We're also doing the DCC funnel experience with the brand new funnel, the Forsaken Vault of the Crimson Oracle, which is a 3-hour funnel that's going to be going on there. And we actually still need a few judges to run Crimson Oracle. So if you are interested, if you're going to Gen Con, or you want to go to Gen Con, and you need, you're looking to be, looking to crew up, and we are offering, you can get a badge through us, and you can get some help with your room. So if you're interested, you can, I'll put it in the thing. You can email Jen for details. I'm writing it in here, Jen at
So back in the early days, in the great misty dark of time from probably 2015 or 16, we did something similar, although Joseph wasn't quite the canny marketing man he is now. And so he just asked a bunch of people to run funnel. He didn't call it anything, like the funnel experience now.
Funnel experience.
And I did one Gen Con where I did 4 different funnels over like Thursday and Friday. And it was
different funnels.
It is so fun because you get all these, man, I had 7 or 8-year-old kids playing at tables. And new people coming in. It's a blast to do those funnels in
it is,
because they draw all kinds of like really curious folks who just want to see how it all works, and it's a blast. It's really fun.
I heard that. I feel like for if you're new to Dungeon Crawl Classics, if you're a game master, if you're a judge, and of course, I mean, especially most of y'all are, like, I feel like the writing your first funnel is like the Jedi creating his lightsaber. You know what I mean? It's like a rite of passage you have to go through. It's like you create your funnel that you're going to bring to the table and put your flavor out there, put your personality out there. I absolutely love that. And so I'm really proud of this one. I think this one's going to be fun. It's mean. It's, you were, I ran it for you and Haley were in it at GaryCon this year. I ran it for you guys.
Oh,
so, yeah, that one. Ahoy, matey. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. So I hope if you get the opportunity, so we are again, email Jen at Goodman Games if you're interested, and we'd like to go and see you there. We also like to see people sign up. So DCC Day is around the corner. It's coming up. Well, like not too far in advance, but it is coming up. So check if your local FGLS, if your local friendly local game store has not signed up yet, have them reach out to us. Go talk to them. You can have them email us at info@goodman-games because we want your store to participate. Obviously, we want and if you're a judge, get out there and run a game on DCC Day. This DCC Day. I will be at the Crazy Book Lady in Ackworth, Georgia, which is my favorite local for DCC stuff. Well, which if you're in the Georgia area, check out the Crazy Book Lady. Has a very very nice collection of DCC stuff there. Considering that it's a used bookstore, a teeny tiny one. Couldn't be more excited about that. Come and
I'll be at the greatest game store in the history of the world. I'll be at
Games Plus.
Yeah,
it's so nice.
And I'm gonna probably run some more episodes of my 0 level Lankmar funnel that Joseph knows nothing about. Look at the surprised look on his face. So yeah, that's what I'm probably going to run at Games Plus on. I believe it's July 20.
Saturday, July 22nd, which I've known the whole time. I was just waiting to tell it for impact. It wasn't that I left it off my notes. No. That's showmanship, cuz showmanship. So no, seriously though, run a game and encourage your store to be a part of it, and that'll be fantastic. And that's how we give it. So Elena, if you could, hey Lena. If you could put the link in the chat there, this is a link that's going to show you all of the stores that are currently participating in DCC Day. So check it out, and if you don't see your local on there, let's see if we can't add them. We want everybody, and we want all the cool gamers, and we want all the cool game stores. So sign them on up.
Mr. Satley, yes. You did come in that funnel and play in that funnel, and lots of luck was needed then. I've been trying to tweak those first few encounters to see if I can get them a little better balance. So
sorry, I'm also putting stuff in the chat room while we're doing there. So that's really cool. And remember, Road Crew, you can get advanced access to the DCC Day PDFs to give you a chance to practice up and run that, with your home group before you actually go in and run it in the store in front of strangers. Got to talk to the manager of your FLGS. They'll reach out to us, and we will take care of it that way. So, you have access to that stuff if you want it. So, go talk to your local, and let's get everybody hooked up,
and then build that relationship with your FLGS, because then you get benefits like, oh, we'll hold this Kickstarter version of Dying Earth for you, Jim, which they did. Which is how I ended up with the 4th copy that I have of it.
Jim, God love you, Jim. Look, everyone take a moment and appreciate Jim's geek wall behind him. Jim's like solid DCC wall. That's just. Actually,
this is the small section. I had to move. There's a bookshelf that goes right over there.
Yeah, your small section is better than my collection.
I had to move that out of the way because that's where my internet connection is that I got to fix. So
God bless.
So the big shelf is actually in another room.
Yeah. Okay, so in other news, I got something else I want to share. Maybe I'm not just the road crew chief. I also write stuff and create stuff for Goodman games. And I know, right? I know. I do. I dabble. And I got a little something I want to show you guys. Elena, can I get you to put that graphic up on the first graphic up on the screen there? I just put in the chat room. X-Crawl Classics. All right. Well, well, then I'm just going to tell you, and I'll find the link and put it in there. So check it out. We're going to put this into the chat room for y'all. But yes, indeed, X-Crawl Classic. So this is not the Kickstarter has not launched yet. This is the Kickstarter preview page. So there's just a preview on there, but you can sign up so you'll get the notifications when you do it. Obviously, X-Crawl Classics is my baby for since 2002. I've been publishing it, running it since 1999. Huge, so if you haven't heard of it, X-Crawl Classics, it is the modern game of fantasy gladiator sports in a dystopic fantasy future. And couldn't be, really excited to do it. It's got a lot of thank you, Jeff. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all. Thank you. Check it out. I'm hugely proud of it. I've been working on this thing for a long time. It's been play tested. Even if you just mine it, it's got a bunch of new spells, new patrons, new monsters. But I think the setting is really fun. The core book's going to have a couple of dungeons that are going to be with it. And there's going to be 7 adventure books as stretch goals and a bunch of other groovy and nifty stuff. So I hope you get the Hey, what's up, Foxy?
And if you need a stamp of approval, I don't know what it might mean to those folks out there, but it probably is Haley's favorite version of the game. That's just a guess. I think it is her favorite. I think it's her favorite version because it's just complete mayhem.
That's very meaningful to me. I had Haley in an X-Crawl game when she was still just a wee shaver. I want to say like an early game at Gen Con. I had played with her before. We played at Gary Con first. She's actually in my very first one there. But she's that's a what I mean. Haley's cash says so. It's that's I can you can bury me with that one. You know what I'm saying? That's a stamp of approval.
You are correct, very DJ Unchained. That is the DJ Killer Queen.
Killer Queen.
She loves that game. She loves that version of
Absolutely. It. Yes. So check that out if you get the chance. That's really, I'm really excited about it, and I can't wait to share it with everybody. And we have a lot of groovy stuff coming up for it. So let's talk about other stuff. So Road Crew 2023. Let's see what we have coming up. So pretty soon. So coming up soon is our first Road Crew Pit Stop Adventure of the year. This year's first Road Crew Pit Stop Adventure. And here I do have some graphics for it, I'm sure. Those interior ones? Yes, let's see them. Our first one of the year, it is In the Mouth of Chaos, written by the almighty Zog. Let's see some of that interior art there. Brad McDevitt's fine work. I think it's one of Brad's best pieces. Am I not right? I love that. Look at those crazy, gosh knows what they're up to, guys. Boy, fierce, loving them. Harsh. Yeah, see? Yeah. You know what that is? That's death coming to your door right there.
That's what I look like when I woke up this afternoon.
And I love that picture there. There's so much personality packed into this shot. I'm so excited about it. So, so this is part of the Road Crew now, is that we're going to be bringing you guys exclusive adventures that will come to the Road Crew way, way, way before they hit anybody else. So if you haven't, if you need any more motivation to sign up for the Road Crew, if you like DCC, there are a bunch of great DCC adventures that are becoming exclusively to the Road Crew first, and you should check them out. And this one is going to be a corker. Mike Curtis told me it was great, and I'm really excited about it. And of course, it's Zog. So I mean, come on now, Zog, y'all, Zog. Gotta love him. So couldn't be more excited to have him coming up. So of course, DCC Day, which you've already mentioned, is coming up here. That's a big Road Crew day, and I've already said I'll be at the Crazy Book Lady, and I hope you're all out there running games on there. And also coming up in our future, like looming up like the iceberg up the Titanic, is Gen Con. Now Origins is right around the corner. Dice Cast, I'm basically already there. I'm already in Columbus. I'm already rolling dice. That close, right? But before any of after that. my next big event is going to be Gen Con. Gen Con is going to be huge, and there will be a Gen Con. There's a road crew event in the works for Gen Con, so watch this space. But if you are going to Gen Con and you are in the road crew, keep up with the emails, and we'll tell you where to be and where to go. And my goal this year, knuckle bump with every one of y'all. I missed some of you guys last time. I had to miss all of last Gen Con, which obviously was a huge drag. Can't wait to see everybody this year and reconnect because y'all got my love, and I can't wait to see everybody at this year's show. All right, I think that's about enough from us by ourselves. I should like to bring on our very first guest, one of the road crew commander-in-chiefs. Let's bring her on, one of my absolute favorite people. Elena, if you would, please. We'll be right back with Coolness. What's that? Who? Yes, Joan of Arc Destroyer has been working her tail off, not just in real life, but also for the road crew this year. We had to have the lady on. Joan, how are you doing?
I'm doing great with DCC. Work is pretty rough, but hey, I got DCC to fall back on.
DCC to fall back on.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful thing. Absolutely. So, great to see you as always. Why don't you tell everybody about what you've been doing for the crew this year? What you've been running? Where you've been running it?
Well, let's see. I was trying to count up how many I've ran since the beginning of the year, and I think it's been about 14 games. I'm counting Gary Con. I had 5 scheduled at Gary Con and only ran 4 because we got some really bad news at Gary Con, and we just kind of had to step away for a bit. But
I get that.
But yeah, since then the group has just really come together, and we're honoring a player who took his life back here at home while we were at Gary Con, and it's been special, really. That it's kind of really cohesed the group together. And the fun thing is about this is that I had been running higher and higher level games, and we hadn't been playing any funnels for a while, and so we decided that in the new year we would do some we would really pick up road crew again, and we play every Saturday, but we'd make every other Saturday our open road crew table.
Nice.
And so got them all on the events. By the way, this is kind of really reminding me that I only took road crew events into June, and here we are in June already. So I got to get back on the event page and get more road crew events up. But yeah, that's what where we're at right now. And I've been really encouraging players to also take up the judge chair. So
good.
Yeah, so 14 isn't a lot for me by this time in the year, but that's because I'm like pointing fingers going, you're judging next, or who's going to judge next, so it's kind of like this, who's taking it.
The road crew is all about that, bringing on new players and getting people to kind of become deeper into the community. And it's very cool that you're encouraging people to come and eventually run their own games. And it's really cool that that's how you're remembering your friend, for all fallen gamers, I think there's no better way you can, am I right? Jim, you know what I'm saying? Like, remember them at the table, keep them in your thoughts, roll the dice for them, remember them there.
It's what Gary Con is for, actually. That's the whole point, is to remember the
exactly.
So
yep.
That's the way you do it, is you roll dice at the table.
Yeah, it is. And when Michael Curtis finally murders me over some kind of thing I ask him to do, I hope that all of you will, that's all I want. That's how I want to be remembered. keep me in mind at your table. Keep me in mind when you roll dice. You know what I'm saying? And don't even investigate it. We'll just assume it's Mike. Just let it
right.
go.
I'm just happy to know who the first person that
you
gets
know,
questioned against.
It's going to be the kid. So I'm not even stressing it. Seriously though, it's the best, and I always memorialize folks in the games, and yeah, Gary Con is obviously all about it there for us to remember the guy that loved games and loved sharing his hobbies with folks, Gary Gygax. So that's very, very cool. Let's see.
I have a question for Joan. Can I ask her a question? So, Joan, you mentioned that you were running higher and higher level stuff. What have you run that's higher level of the Goodman Games published stuff? I'm really curious.
Oh wow. Oh boy.
They catch you off guard?
Yeah, you did.
That's okay.
I think basically the highest level was like level 5, but it was Umerica.
Okay.
But that's also the adventure I wrote
Oh, there you go.
along with Marlene. And
what is it called?
It is called The Blackest Friday.
The Blackest Friday.
Nice.
That's a great title.
Yeah.
For Umerica? I've never even heard of it.
That's perfect for Umerica. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it kind of puts it's Santa Claus is basically, or Santa, who's a patron, is basically it's a holiday module actually, and
of course it is.
Yeah, so
sounds cheerful.
all I know is that art is being commissioned for it, and nice. I have no idea when that publishing date's going to be, but yeah,
that's a beautiful thing. Jess says it's a great adventure, and I trust Jess stays the Mac. So
Jess has played this adventure like 3 times and has had a big blast with it. So, yeah.
That's fantastic. I love hearing that. Cool. All right, so you're one of our hardcore pillars. You're one of the people who, the absolute rock stars of the road crew. What advice do you have for new people who are coming to the road crew, people who might just be seeing this for the first time, be thinking about trying the road crew out? What would you share with them?
Just jump in, grab that DCC core book, open it up to Portal Under the Stars, and TPK.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I was introduced to DCC, and I do the Order of Shanna podcast. So if you go listen to that, and a lot of you might know the story, is that when I was first introduced to DCC, I hated it. So if you want to know how I hated it,
no, tell the story.
Tell the story. Oh my goodness.
The quick version.
Yeah, really quick version. It was at a local bookstore, which is not even open anymore. Well, it's kind of changed hands. But anyway, a fella had the DCC core book, and he said, "Here, let's play a funnel." And I had been playing a 5th edition of a game, and decided I would go over to the table and I play. And there was also a 12-year-old that was there, and we had our 4 characters. Wow, this is pretty cool. I got 4 characters, so yeah, I'm gonna go in fighting. Right? Well,
oh boy,
they didn't last very long, and we sat there with our jaws, our lower or chin just kind of sitting on the table, going, what in the world is this game? And didn't like that my characters were not heroes, and that they all died, and then I wasn't going to play the game again. I wasn't, and stood there, and there was a guy came back in, same guy came back in and said he wanted to run it again, and I got caught in the aisle going, "Hey Joan, you gonna play this again?"
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was honest, but I went over anyway, and I picked up the core book, and I opened it up, I started reading it, and went, Oh,
right. Yeah,
I get it now.
my experience too.
So,
Looks magic.
and then from then it was like this teeter totter thing. I was way over here not liking it at all with that hate word, to boom, I love this, and I'm going head first. So
Beautiful.
it was like,
That is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it was awesome. And then so I started running it. I think I ran maybe 5 or 6 games and won a trip to Gen Con with Goodman. So
totally random.
And it was just, after that it's just been DCC.
That is so cool. That's awesome, and we love having you as part of the thing. And I always forget that. Oh yeah, you won the contest and you came out there. You know what I mean? It was like, so
it was the first name you pulled, Brendan.
yeah. All completely random. That video is still around someplace. It's actually fun for me to watch that. And,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I like it too. I have it in my saved list.
It's a beautiful thing. Thing.
And not to pump the boss's ego, but really Portal Under the Stars is such a fantastic introduction to the game. And it's great that it's in the core rule book, both soft cover, hardcover. It's in all those versions that are above my head. And it's in the quick start. So you can take that quick start thing and just run with it, because it's a great introduction to the game. And I've said before, and I always bring it up when people say, what's the best funnel? And there's some great ones out there. But that really is kind of my touchstone for what a funnel looks like. So
yeah,
I love Portal. I've probably run Portal 20 times over the years. I still love it. It was my first ever DCC adventure, run by the man himself, Joseph Goodman. So
I can't even tell you what my first one was, because I don't know that it was actually like in module form in 2011 when we were at GaryCon. It was, hey, come and play this game I wrote. And I don't know that it was, I can't even remember it. There's that old guy thing where they always say, oh, I've forgotten more than you know about something. I've forgotten more play testing that I've done at GaryCon that I can tell you.
Chat, baby. Chip chat.
So
just
much.
With me,
Yeah, just with you. Much less go back to 12 years now. 12 years now to that first GaryCon 2. Yeah, something like that. So
Great Big Texas says, I want to play in a game that Joseph runs. Well,
I would too.
Well, you know what? Though Joseph, he's like, you know what I mean? He's got to be in charge of everything.
And he's like all Dark Masters. He's fickle, so you never know where he's going to be, when he's going to turn up. So it's really hard to, you can't get him in a Friday night poker game because he never shows up.
You never know. You absolutely never know. Well, I'll tell you what, Joan, thank you so much for coming and being on tonight. We couldn't be more happy to have you here, and we couldn't be more happy to have you part of the road crew. All our love, and just keep it up, and thank you for being my friend and for being part of the crew.
Hey, thank you for asking and having me on this evening.
Always.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely, always. All right, y'all. So we're gonna go. We're gonna Yep. Take care.
Yeah, thanks.
We're gonna go for just a second, and we're gonna come back with our next special guest, who is so special. I'm not even sure what to do with myself. I'm like, I don't know where to put my hands. I'm like, ugh. All right. Thank you, and Helena, whisk us away.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody. For those of you who are new, if you're just showing up, if this is your first time here, if you're brand new to the road crew, I have to introduce the man himself, the Dark Master, the founder of the Feast, Mr. Joseph Goodman. Please physically applaud me if you're at home watching the TV, because he's awesome and we love him, and he saved me from homelessness on more than one occasion. So thank you very much.
And he's making me homeless. Everybody. So yeah, it's perfect. It's a weird.
It's like Jim's does this. Brandon's like.
Like the Seinfeld episode where George does the opposite, and Elaine.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you ever lose your house, you can just make an igloo out of your books, out of your DCC core books, and live in that. You're like, I wonder, pull one off the ceiling, like
It's funny you say that. That's where Haley's living next year at college, in a building I make out of these.
In the DCC igloo. Hello, D&D Lorecast is in the house. Hey, we had a real quick. What's up,
Haley?
How's it going? How you doing?
Exciting.
Hello.
Yes, how you been?
I've been good. Very busy, but good. Good but busy.
Cool. Did you color your hair?
I did. I'm dark again.
Awesome. Very cool.
It's so
Have
much
fun.
darker than Jim's hair. Why is that?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, listen, Mr. Salt and Pepper
Shots
Man. you
fired.
should-
Shots fired. I know. You need
Well,
you need to have a
beanie. Yeah.
you need to have a COVID hat like mine. Somebody
know.
recently referred to this as my COVID hat, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty much it. So
Yeah.
my hair looks crazy in headphones. I get these puffy things up here. I look like I'm making fun of myself. So, but hey, we had a subscription, and I meant to say something, but then I got distracted. But thank you, subscriber. Who was it? I'm looking back here. Was it Neff Noise? Nope, it was Udashal. Udashal, thank you very much for subscribing and for being a part of our Goodman Games official Twitch channel family, and for being a part of this tonight and hanging out. Joseph, how you been?
Pretty good. It's funny. It was fun to hear you guys talk about Portal at KublaCon, which I guess was 2 or 3 weeks ago now. I ran my older son to his first DCC game. He's 11, and there was like a 7-year-old. His friend of mine brought his 7-year-old. So there was 2 players.
Nice.
It was super fun. For both of them, it was their first RPG experience ever, definitely for Haven, as well as his first DCC experience. And it's just always fun playing with kids because they do, they don't know the rules, so they like
No
do whatever
boundaries.
they want,
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And it was really fun.
That's
It's one of
fantastic.
those scenarios that works with grown-ups and with kids, every
Yeah,
time.
it's like I said,
Mhm.
I've always pointed it out as one of my favorites, and it's great for kids actually because it's not too overcomplicated. There's not a lot of things to remember. It's a pretty straightforward run dash, and it's great for kids actually. It's really good for kids.
I've seen more insanity happen in that adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, a character usually dies at the opening door, which happened here too, and just look on their face when one of the characters dies. Like it's for kids used to video games and like I don't know, really anything else. It's not expected at all every time.
Yeah. Yeah, like and then one died, and then they're like, got me the same way,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Brendan, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Couldn't be more excited to be here tonight. And to be doing it. It's been lot going on. It's exciting times. I'm living in interesting times, exciting times. A lot of X-Crawl stuff coming up, a lot of other stuff coming up. But couldn't be more excited. It's been fantastic. So, and been an amazing year for the road. You heard the numbers? What our road crew numbers are at? Can you believe that?
I know.
That's amazing.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it was.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was only so many years ago that Joseph was selling copies of the Dungeon Crawl Classics book out of the back of his VW microbus. And
I remember that.
You know what I'm saying? Like door to door. And
that's
now
the only way you could get him at Gen Con, for God's sakes.
You had to sneak into the parking lot, give him the sign.
Yeah. You had to know somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody. Yeah.
And then he'd meet you in a trench coat and he'd open it up there. So, but no, we think about we've come an amazingly long way, haven't we?
We have, yeah. Jim, it was fun hearing you talk about those early games at GaryCon. I think it was GaryCon 2, 2010 or 2011, where we were there. And that photo's in the core rule book of me and Harley and Doug.
Didn't know Doug.
Yeah.
You guys just pulled us out of some of us who are now we're in a group called the Legio that's mostly guys that have been to all of them, all 15. And there were a couple of them in those first games, and you just pulled us off this. That was in the days when there wasn't even a scheduling system really at GaryCon. It was almost nothing at that point. I think we did it by spreadsheet or something. And so I went in what the first of many was considered Commando, which is I didn't have any games lined up for anything. And so you guys pulled me into, and I fell in love the moment I saw that spell sheet. The first time I'd seen a spell result set, I was like, oh yeah, this guy just wrote what I wanted. So this is what I wanted to write. So it was like, well, now I don't have to do it. Joseph did it for me.
No,
and then I just had this. I just sit and wait patiently for like a year and a half for you to finish. So.
Yeah. Well, that was one of those games. I think Harley ran the game where Haley cut the guys. Remember they were like,
yeah, she shook the boot off. Yeah, she
right. And the guy like was holding.
He was holding onto her leg. He's holding onto her leg.
She determined whether he lived or died, and she shook the boot off and killed him.
The boot off, so the guy fell down the ice thing into the water. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that was
That was
legendary. That kind
Gary
of
Kahn's
set the tone.
3. That was 3 when Harley was running the play test.
Okay. Yeah.
Which was in 2012. I think you released it then. That Gen Con is when it first released. So he was still doing kind of pre-release playtesting, I think. And that table was filled with hardcore old school guys like Jeffrey Entz and Mike Shorts and those guys. Yeah. And they just the deadbeat pause after she said it. And then the dawning on them of what she had just done and watching them all bust out laughing it was so fantastic.
And she was like 8 or 9 or like the same age that I'm now running. Yeah.
Yep.
My son through or close to that age. Like, yeah.
That's so awesome.
So when my son played as like an 11-year-old, a 7-year-old, and my son wanted to attack the other player, like, there's like these, they don't know the rules. They don't get the concept of like, you want to keep the party intact. So I kept saying like, just don't attack him now. Just don't attack him now. And we managed to make it through without any intra-party conflict. But there is this sort of, I don't know what it is. Just the rules are just not known,
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, everybody. This is Pierce. And
hi,
Pierce.
Pierce.
Able to work out the schedule. Buddy, what do you need me to type? Oh, type the answer. What's the question? Oh, it's a game that has an adult check to make sure that he doesn't do things. So what am I supposed to how does she feel about that?
DCC needs one of those.
Okay. so Piercy, I need to talk to the people on the internet. Can you guys sit on my lap? Okay. So why don't you guys talk amongst yourselves? I'll be back in just a sec. I won't.
All right, cool.
I will mute myself, but not actually turn off my video.
Well, then, all right. Well, real quick, we had somebody get the subscription in the chat room. Jacobs _10 get the subscription to Father Goose. Thank you very much, Jacobs. Thank you again for being a part of our team and for coming here for the rally. That is awfully cool. And Son of Albion, that is, of course, the mighty Jules, that's Julian. Julian Haley says, he says, hey, Joseph, thank you so much for sending the DCC Trio and the Goodman Games stall to the UK Games Expo. It was highly appreciated by everyone who plays the games in the UK and all those who popped over to the stall to chat for stuff and buying during the con. And we had a great time at the UK Games Expo. I went over there with, of course, Jen Brinkman and the mighty Michael Curtis, and it was an amazing time. And always good to see you guys there. And wow, talk about road crew. What a great presence the UK road crew is.
And the only time that I was even slightly envious when I was in Spain was seeing all those pictures from the UK. That looks like it was a lot of fun.
It was fantastic. That's a great show. It's a well-organized show. Sure, you'll walk a bit. Because the dealer hall is immense and it's way far away. Like, you have to actually cut through some woods at one point. It's like a little mini game, like, to get over there. You had to pass. There was a scaffolding this year. That's when I need to take a right turn. The scaffolding. It was the Bear Grylls survival experience. Like this 10-story scaffolding with people on there with ropes and whatnot. Like,
I can just see Brendan standing in the woods, like, psst, psst, hey. I see you're on the way to the dealer hall. Want some DCC?
I wish I had that kind of time to hang out in the woods and bother British citizens. I did not. You saw me. I only made it over there until I was there for opening, setup, breakdown. I made it one other time. I made it to the dealer hall. I didn't get to shop at all. I ran a lot of games, had a lot of fun, and just be part of that. It's the Brennan game in the woods. I sometimes do. We actually used to play the park nearby where I live now. We used to go. There was a spot in the woods where there was a rock coming up out of the water, and me and Don Lafredo, who we've lost touch, but me and Don used to go out there and play in the woods all the time. It was a lot of fun. It was good times. I miss it. So Joe, okay, so is it too early to talk about what next year's road crew thing? What kind of things can we be looking at for next year's road crew program? What kind of stuff?
That's a great question, Brendan. So I'll tell you guys. So first of all, this is the real me, not the AI. And yes, my camera does annoyingly follow me around, which I bought the new camera, and some days it's great, but
you're not a cat. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm not a cat. No. So that's a great question, Brendan. So the road crew's been around. I think we're now in our 10th year, if I remember correct. And it has been an awesome experience. God, one of my kids is banging on the door again. Hold on one sec.
That kid is busted.
I know. Unfortunately, my kids
Was the middle
like
name
me and they
used?
want- Not yet, no. But so I was gonna take this call like somewhere else and hide, but then like we couldn't. The childcare was off by like 15 minutes, so I had to be in the house with them. But anyway. So what I'm thinking about for the road crew next year is to mix things up a bit. We've had all sorts of swag for 10 years, maybe even 11. I'm losing track. And, there's been some that's been super popular, some that are much more specific, like the year we did air fresheners and keychains and stuff for the van. But I think next year it might make sense to go basically the Van on the Run adventure was extremely popular. People like the idea of getting actual gameable content. And I'm wondering if next year, and I'm kind of posing this for you guys to comment on, but would you like the idea of having even more content? Like if we did 2 or 3 or 4 or more adventure modules, either exclusive or specific to maybe not necessarily in print, but PDF and maybe a print option, something like that. Would people like that? And how much would they like that? Would they like that, as much as swag, more than swag? Like if there was a trade-off, would you want to go all the way towards content as opposed to, okay, the Gym-O-meter is showing strong interest in gameable content.
Well, I think it's a great idea. I thought the one that you guys produced this year was a great idea. And I like it being at least initially exclusive to Roku. I mean, that's really what it's all about, right? It's like the old RPGA days where you'd get stuff that no one else could get, or the old 3.5
exactly.
Living Greyhawk where you get stuff that was published first. That's a great idea.
Cool.
In my opinion.
That's the idea. What it looks like in the chat, there's a lot of positivity there. Yeah, so there might be, there's some swag that's like perpetually useful, like the dead stamps. People seem to like, pencils and, notebooks, because like you can always find a piece for those. But I mean, and maybe what we do is we cut it down to that core swag.
Waiting for when you do these again.
Yes. The TPK tissues. Yes.
My proudest moment.
In a long time.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I like the idea in the chat, like maybe there's a little bit of previews for the players, which are those things. But then the judges get, I don't know, 2 or 3 or 5 modules. And the other idea that came up, and this came from the advisory council, and Brendan, this is a great idea, is to do like encounters that then build towards something. So maybe I'm making this up. Month 1 is a complete adventure. Month 2 is an encounter. Then another adventure, then another encounter. And those encounters you can sort of slot into adventures, and maybe over time they, once you have 6 of them before a dungeon. Yeah, exactly. Something like that.
Stuff. That's the hardest, actually, as a judge, that's the hardest stuff to do, is the in-between stuff. When we did our campaign, ran about 4 or 5 years, and we did a whole bunch of modules, and the hardest part is the in-between. That's the difficult part. So
yeah. All right, cool. Well, judging by the chat and your responses, I mean, it sounds like there's a lot of interest in this. Maybe we move more towards, actual playable adventures that Road Crew gets the exclusive on, or the 1-year advance notice on, or something like that. And then over time, it eventually filters out to everybody. But
yeah, I noticed.
I'm glad you guys like that.
I noticed Berensky said shirts and stamps are always nice. I think stamps and things that you can use to run the game are probably really good. And kind of find the right balance of published content and that kind of thing that are tools for people. Luck chips, things like that are probably right in the wheel.
Table accessories.
And you're talking to the people who are running the game for the most part, right? I mean, that's what the road crew is.
Yeah.
So it's going to be people that it makes it easier. Pencils, pens, dice, whatever. That's
100%. Yep.
Yeah.
And actually, to answer the question in the chat, I don't know if we have any copies of In on the Run left. Let me actually check the inventory reports. If we have any copies left, we can make them access, or give Road Crew access to it.
I probably got 1 or 2 laying around.
Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe.
I don't even have a copy of that anymore. So
yeah. Well, and then the other guy that came up, I think this might have been the advisory council too, was there's a lot of organizations out there that do like organized play, and like you play, Adventure X and sort of get credit for it and so on. And I don't know if I want to go that far, but I like the idea of and they have regional groups, that sort of administer that. What do people think of the idea of recognizing, I'm going to use this word that isn't the right word, but like sanctioned DCC groups? Like, I'm making this up, but you form a group, the Scatchifiers or whatever you want to call it. Maybe we provide some like maybe that's the wrong term. The Annihilators, like the Destroyers, the New York Annihilators, the West Coast Obliterators, whatever. You pick your name. And we maybe even provide some like starter graphics, 20 or 30 starter icons. I don't know what it is. And then you get kind of local chapters going, and it would make it, the idea would make it easier for people. So you go into the events page, and instead of being a person running a game, it'd be like, oh, the LA Annihilators are running a game. I could go stop by playing their game. Like,
it certainly fits with the X-Crawl theme.
Heck yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Heck yes.
The Gong Farmers Local. That's a great idea. Gong Farmers Local number 1272.
Gong Farmers Local. There is a group, the Gong Farmers Local. It's Shane Maggott's group. But they can be the original ones. But I love the idea that we would come up with the chapter numbers and everything. That would be awesome. Yeah. So So I think it's a great idea. Let's see it done. Let's see it done. I love that. That's awesome.
And what do you guys, Roller Derby? You guys like that in the chat? I'm seeing positivity. Yeah, like Long Con Eddie, like you make your own bands, exactly.
Eric
and
Young,
chapters are bands.
Yeah. I didn't think you were going to make it, Eric. Good to see you.
Yeah, I think he runs. I think Eric runs. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, Eric, but I believe at Games Plus he runs a game, and they call it Monday Night Mayhem or something like that. Or that. Nice. I know he's referred to it like that before. Yeah. So.
Hey, you know what? I'll tell you what, though. A lot of these ideas came from this year's Road Crew Advisory Council, and we have a hard out at 8:55 because it's Sanctum Sanctorum's coming on, and you should stay tuned for them because, of course, it's Sanctum Sanctorum. It's the Brinkmans, and they're awesome. But I want to real quick say a big shout out to our current Road Crew Advisory Board: Keith Nelson, Jim Myers, James Posnell, Eddie Bartlett, and Matt Gullett. So the idea is that we nominate people from the Road Crew every year to be on a little advisory council. We all and they kick us up ideas and such. And you serve for 1 year. We meet about 6 times a year or so. So we're already looking for nominees for 2024's crew. So if you have someone you wish to nominate for next year's Road Crew Council Advisory Board, hit me up. Email me at brendan@goodman-games.com. I'll put it in the chat. And I'd love to hear your nominations. And all of the current serving board members this year are actually people who are nominated just by other Road Crew members. So I'd love to hear what you have to say because they've been. Having that has improved the program so much. I can't even tell you what a boon that's been. So I want you to be on there and take it seriously and come with some ideas. Very often we'll give the council a question like, hey, how about if we did this? And then we'll just take their suggestions and ideas. And it's been absolutely invaluable. So thank you all very much for doing it. And send me in your nominations to put in my email in the chat.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of the ideas I'm talking about here were either directly suggested or were spawned by what their suggestions were. And we know the events page can be kind of clunky and hard to navigate. That's on the agenda for getting upgraded. We had to put other stuff first, like the UK game or the UK. If you don't know, we now have an online store just for the UK, which took a tremendous amount of work by a lot of people, but involved also the same people who would work on an events page. Spent a lot of time working on that. But to that point, a lot of these ideas came from the advisory council. Keith, Jim, James, Eddie, and Matt have been really helpful in coming up with ideas and bouncing ideas. And we'll probably come back to you guys soon with, as Brendan and I have been talking, more iterations on this concept. But that idea of having the events page for active events, but maybe a separate page that lists all the cool locals or chapters, So if you're a new guy in Atlanta or New York or wherever, you can go to that locals page and find groups independent of the actual current events that they're running. It's a cool idea.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Guys, I can't, this hour has flown by. We're down to our last couple of minutes. So let's just real quick say a couple of things. First off, if you've been here tonight hanging out with us, if you're in the Road Crew, you have our absolute extreme gratitude. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Thank you so much for supporting. I love the hobby. I love being a part of the best gang in the gaming business. And I love spreading that love out to more people. And the Goodman Games Road Crew is the vector by which we grow our tribe. So thank you all for being a part of it and for coming out here and supporting, and for for running the game, scheduling the game, setting it up, for being patient with the new players, for explaining how Mighty Beat of Arms worked for the 15th, 16th, 17th time. Thank you all for all of your efforts. From the bottom of my heart, y'all have our love, and thank you so much for doing this. And all y'all, especially you two, Eldhelm 69, absolutely. That's a fun name to say. Thanks for all for doing it. Stick with us, sign up for the newsletter. We'll keep sending you out stuff. If you can join us on the road, we're going to be at Origins next week in Columbus, Ohio. And then, of course, we got the mighty Gen Con coming up not too long from now. This Gen Con is going to be a corker, y'all. You don't want to miss it. So come here and send it up.
And get your teams together. Get your teams together for the Dying Earth tournament.
Yeah, come do it. Yes, come do it.
And help us run the funnel experience. You guys mentioned that earlier, but if you want,
we did mention it earlier, but
you're not sure how to get there, come judge for us. We'll help you. We'll help make it easy for you, and you'll have a lot of fun meeting new players.
Yep. So come and hang out and be a part of it, and the funnel experience tournament. Come play, come run, come say hi. You know what I mean? Come visit with us. Any last messages, Joseph, before we move on?
When we turn off here, don't log off because Sanctum Decorum is going to start up a couple minutes later. So stay on the channel. They're coming up.
Absolutely. Jim, thank you so much for being my co-host, the co-most tonight. We are very grateful. Any last words you want to say to the crew before we start getting ready to fade out here into the sunset?
For me, no. I look forward to seeing everyone at Gen Con. You'll find me in one of two places, either running the tournament or at the booth. Not working it.
Cool.
Just hanging out at the booth.
Hey, I want to give a shout out here, Father.
Drinking at the booth.
Yeah.
Jim will be inside the ziggurat with a flask.
Yeah.
Look for him there.
Hey, real quick. So Father Goose is going to be running DCC all weekend at SoonerCon. SoonerCon is June 30th. It can't be June 30th through July 21st. Come on, cousin.
Ooh, that's a con I could get into.
Oh, July 20. Oh, I read it wrong. June 30th to July 2nd. It's a month long. SoonerCon, it's later con. It's sooner and later. It's coming up June 30th to July 2. Go see Father Goose at SoonerCon, and come see all of us at all the places. You got our love, and thank you so much. And thanks for being a part of the road, y'all. Guys, it's time. I'm giving y'all cosmic hug. Get ready for this, okay? Physically feel me as I come in for the cosmic hug. Y'all, I love y'all so much. Seriously. Seriously. Thank you so much for being part of the crew and for being a part of my life. I love all y'all. Thank you. Without further ado, I think we're out. Elena, get us out of here. Thank you so much, y'all. Have a great week and a great weekend. We'll see you soon. Cheers.
Bye.